Hi everyone, really cool Mandela Effect just happened to me, and I have Richard here. He's my witness, so I'm really excited right now because I have a witness, and that means I'm not crazy, right?
Absolutely. I experienced it with you.
Yeah,
I
so,
went right through. Oh, God.
okay,
It was bizarre.
this is what happened. Okay, so we were taking a run in the park, and he's a good trainer. So we were running in the park, and I'm trying to get in shape, and we ran from the bus station, we ran up this little hill to a path. We ran down this path, there was like a little ravine and everything, ran around a duck pond and came back the same path. And as we came back the same path, I was standing at the top of this hill and I'm like, wait a minute. How did we get up here? Because there's no path to come up here. If you look at the bus station, I was pointing at the bus station and I was like, does that make sense? Like right down there.
A bunch of
We came from there.
weeds,
We came from there.
brush.
But there's no way to go down there. There's no path to get to this hill where we're at right now. And I said, well, we've got to get right down there, right? And so I was trying, and okay, there was a guy standing there. There was a black guy on the path, and
You went around
he
him.
clearly saw us.
But there was weeds. There's brush there.
Right.
Once
What
you went
happened is
around
I
him-
was trying to go down towards the bus station the same way we had come back, and there was no way to get back down there. And I was like starting to think, is this a Mandela effect? Because I clearly remember we came from the bus station and we came right up here onto this hill, and now there's no way to get down there. And I even went over to the weeds, and I was standing in the weeds, and I kind of tried to push my way through the weeds. And
Yes.
and
That's
the weeds,
when I came around.
and I was looking everywhere. I'm like, there's, right, you were looking too. And I was trying to push through the weeds, and we were like, no, there's no way to get through here because there's like a bunch of weeds here and there's no path. And so I was getting really confused because I'm like, I kept asking Richard over and over, and I don't
The
think he really
brush is
understood.
this high.
I'm like, wait, how high?
I mean, at
Show
least
us on
that
camera?
high.
Yeah,
I
it was
mean,
like really high. It was up
I'd
to
say
my, it was like
at
up to my
least
thigh,
3 feet.
up to my thighs, right?
Yes.
And so
2 feet, 3 feet.
I said, well, we must have missed the path or something. Let's go back down. And as we were going back down, we saw the path we had just jogged down when we got there, right? And Richard was kind of confused because he doesn't know about the Mandela effect yet. And like anybody who first starts on this, he was kind of saying like, well, maybe we, maybe we
Went the
had
wrong
a
way.
we were on a different path. And I'm like, no, Richard, we were on this path because do you remember the ravines? He's like, yeah, I do remember these ravines,
Whew.
right? I'm like, I remember these
Absolutely.
holes, I remember these ravines. We were on the same path, but somehow we had gotten there with no way to get up there. And so then we found another little path, and I'm like, this is not the way we came, okay? It was really awesome, windy and small, and there was flowers everywhere and trees, and it was filled with flowers. And I was like, yay, look at all the flowers, right?
Absolutely.
And then we got to the bus station corner, looked back
Look back up,
the hill that we hadn't been able to come down because
and
it
there
was
was
covered with
no
weeds.
brush.
There was no brush.
There was no weeds.
There was a gigantic path that we both remember having gone up, but for some reason, just literally 5 minutes before, couldn't get down because the whole thing was coated with wild
Brush.
weeds, right?
Yes.
And we were like,
And there was a black dude up there.
the black dude was up there, completely
mentioned it.
unobstructed from view, no weeds between us and him. And the path was giant. Okay, the path is like, it was like 2 parking lot spaces wide, completely bare of any brush. I said, this is crazy. I have got to go up there because
When you said there was a black dude up there, and then I wanted to verify with him and see if we were on the
I
right
wanted to
path,
talk to him too.
And I wanted to find out if there was brush there.
yeah, right, me too. So
And
I
he
immediately
was-
ran up the hill. I'm sore as heck. I just ran right up there. I was like, I don't care. I went up
I
there.
ran with you.
And because I'm like, wait a minute, we couldn't get down this hill like 5 minutes ago, and now it's like there's like a parking lot clearing that you can just walk straight down.
Yes.
No brush at
No
all. No brush on it at all.
Nothing, no weeds,
Okay.
nothing.
And this
It's
is
clear.
5 minutes apart, okay? Because we were jogging.
This is bizarre.
It's like 5
I
minutes
mean,
away.
This is true.
Now the other weird thing is I went up to the guy and he like barely remembered us. He thought we had come from another direction. He actually said, well, if you came from that direction, you must have come from that direction. And we were like, no, we didn't come from that direction. We came from the other direction. So he literally he barely remembered us. And at first he was like kind of confused, and then he was like, oh yeah, well you must have come from that direction. No, man. No. We were just up on this hill coming from the other direction trying to get down this hill, and you saw us poking around in the weeds, but he doesn't remember that. He didn't remember it at all.
He was trying to
So-
say we came from this direction and the other direction, and I was just trying to get some verification because I knew that you were right behind him and there was brush.
I was right there behind him. There was brush.
And when we
Now
went
I'm
up
right there behind him.
and there's nothing.
Clear,
It's clear
as
as day.
pavement. Clear as pavement. Like, not a small path.
A huge.
Giant path. Like, there's no way anybody could miss this path.
All of us,
Because it was
both of us,
giant.
had seen
It was
just weeds
giant.
and brush, at least 2.5 feet to 3 feet high.
And I remember as I was going, I kept saying, I think this is the Mandela effect. I think this is
This
Mandela
is
effect. Because I
bizarre.
remember coming up to this hill and how
I
did we get
couldn't
up here? And
believe
now
it.
there's no way to get up to this hill. And Richard didn't even know what the Mandela effect was at that
I
time.
was so glad that you knew how to label it.
Yeah, so I labeled it for him. I told him what it
then
is.
I started to realize.
There's no excusing this one for me anymore. This is the same park where the bridge disappeared for me. And it's true, Jazz is laughing at me right now. A bridge freaking disappeared in that park. I talked about it in my first video. So this is like, for me, this is confirmation that A, I'm not crazy. B, this is really happening. C, this is happening so fast that it's happening within 5 minutes. Literally, the park morphed and changed for us within like 5 minutes. And the dude up there, he didn't really remember
Realize.
it. He didn't
was
notice.
Like in a
he
daze
didn't.
or something.
He was a little bit in a daze. He didn't notice what had happened, and we were very clear what had happened, both of us. Also, now I have a witness to a physical morph. And I'm no longer scared. I'm
just
actually
didn't-
excited.
I
If you
just
can
didn't
tell, I'm
know
really excited.
what it was.
I'm really excited. I don't know why. To me, now it's like a movie. It's like a giant movie. I don't know what the heck is going on, but I'm in the universe. I'm always going to be in the universe, I guess. So, you know, now it's a fun thing. All right.
Absolutely, yeah. Now I realize.
You want to say
now-
bye to everyone?
Yes.
And give us your final thoughts. Because I
my
know Richard
final
was really
thought
stunned. He
is,
was really shocked.
It's just bizarre. It was bizarre.
This was your first Mandela effect, right?
Yes, I mean,
And it was a physical one.
yes.
Have you ever had a giant, like, wilderness just suddenly clear for you within 5 minutes?
Disappeared? No, first time. In
It's
my
never
entire
disappeared
life.
for you.
Never. This is the first time it ever happened to me.
And do you have any thoughts to share on having had your first Mandela effect?
Mm.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Beam me up, Scotty, she
Oh
says.
God, this
Wilma,
is
I'm
it
home.
right there. This is it right there.
All right. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Don't doubt yourself. Oh, one more thing really fast I wanted to say. I was at a storage unit the other day, and they had misspelled the spelling of the street that the storage unit was on, okay? And I thought, crap, it's another Mandela effect. Then I thought, you know what, maybe my memory is just whacked. You know what? My memory is
It's
not
not.
whacked, because I
No.
went outside and the street was the way I remember, and even took a picture of the sign. So that entire company that is on that street was misspelling the street, and their literature, literally, really, and their computer systems. And that means actually I'm more perceptive and my memory is better than theirs. So I need to stop doubting my memory, right? And I
Yeah.
think we all do. And that was a giant confirmation for me that I'm remembering things correctly. Okay, and also this thing with Richard tonight, which was awesome for me because, you know, now I have a witness.
Oh God, yeah. I
And
have
I
a
am
witness.
he has a witness too, and we are remembering things right. Okay, we are.
Yes.
We can trust our brains.
I'm not insane.
Okay,
Really,
bye.
I'm not. I mean, it happened.
We're
I
not-
mean, it
it
did
did.
happen.
It did happen. We're not insane. Bye.